Hello everyone, welcome to teachsite.me. Today in this lecture we'll be studying about locomotion in protozoans. Okay, so today's topic is locomotion in protozoans. So we'll be briefly discussing the locomotion. Locomotion means movement. Okay, note it, movement of an organism. Movement of an organism in search of what? Food, shelter and mating. Okay, so food, shelter and partners. So this is what locomotion is. So today in this lecture we will be discussing the types of locomotion in protozoans. So there are briefly how many types? There are 4 types of locomotion. They are pseudopodial, means in the presence of pseudopodia the organism moves. Flagellar locomotion, that is in the presence of flagellum, and we all know flagellum, right? So ciliary locomotion, in presence of cilia, like the organism has cilia around, like paramecium. Best example is paramecium. And wriggling we'll study in the further slides. So let's continue. So pseudopodial movement. So pseudopodium is a temporary projection. We all know that pseudopodium is a temporary projection which comes out of cytoplasm of organism. Like we okay, let's study it first. Functions of pseudopodia are, there are 2 means of function. They are locomotion and food capture. So we all know that pseudopodium helps in movement. It helps in movement and it also helps in capture of food, is it not? How it captures food we'll study in the further slides. So what is pseudopodium? Actually it is a false feet, is it not? It's false feet, like this, you see. Just a minute. Yeah, this is amoeba. So here these are the temporary projections. These are pseudopodium, is it not? Okay, so what we have studied in this is pseudopodium is a temporary projection which comes out of cytoplasm. And functions of the pseudopodia are, there are two main types of functions. They are locomotion and food capture. Okay, so how many types of pseudopodia are there? We will discuss the types of pseudopodia in here. There are 4 types of pseudopodia. The first one is the lobopodia. Okay, the lobopodia, philopodia, reticulopodia and axopodia. You can take the screenshot of it. Okay, you can take the screenshot of it. So let's study about the first category of pseudopodia, that is lobopodia. Okay, that is lobopodia. So lobo is a term that is divided into 2 categories, where lobes means we can tell that there are empty spaces like lobes, and podium means food. Okay, lobes also called as divisions. Okay, and podium is the food. We all know podium means food. So lobopodia is a short finger like projection. You can see it is a finger like projection here. This is, it is like finger, is it not? Like this, it is like finger, is it not? Yes. So the lobopodia is a short thick finger like projection. The pseudopodia, that is the lobopodia, is broad with blunt tips. Is it sharp here? No, it is not sharp here. Okay, it is blunt. It is not like this, it's like this. So this type of surface is not sharp, so we say it as blunt, and the opposite of sharp is blunt, is it not? So the best example for this is entamoeba. You can see this. So the lobopodia is a blunt finger like projection. It is short and thick finger like projection. The pseudopodia is with blunt tips. Okay, And next category of pseudopodia is philopodia. The term philopodia is divided into two subterms. Philo means thread, okay, and podium means foot. Philo means thread and podium means foot. Means the thread like foods. They have thread like foods. See this threads like. Thread are like this only, right? Threads. Threads like foot are called philopodia. So the philopodia is a slender. Slender means thin, like this. You can see this is a thin, is it not? So the philopodia is a slender thread-like projection. Projection means what? Which comes out of cytoplasm. Assume this as the organism and this as the cytoplasm. The yellow one as the cytoplasm. So whatever these projections are coming out from the cytoplasm, okay, the cytoplasm itself comes out as a projection. It is called as pseudopodia. It is called as pseudopodia. So it is formed from the ectoplasm. It is not formed from the inner endoplasm. It is formed from the ectoplasm. Okay. So the branched filaments, they have the branched filaments. So you can see in here the filaments are branched. You see here they are not the like single, they have branches across them. You see here they are not single, they have branches like roots. Okay, they are branches like roots, like this, is it not? So next one is reticulopodia. The next type of pseudopodia is reticulopodia, and we all know that reticulo means net, net like, and podia means foot. It is a net like pseudopodia. Here you see it forms as a net. Here it forms as a net. The net anastomose with each other. What is mean by anastomose? Yes, anastomose means joining, joins with each other like this. Okay, means touching. The all means the all pseudopodia are touching with each other in this type of pseudopodia. All these threads like structure are touching with each other. The network like pseudopodia helps in capture of prey. Here you see if there is a prey nearby, this pseudopodia forms a net like structure across that and captures the food and captures the prey and releases some enzyme which helps in the digestion. Okay, so an extensively easy locomotion. They have extensively easy locomotion because of this wide nets. Example is Elphidium. We have studied Elphidium in the lecture 1 of protozoa. Okay, you can watch it from there if you need. So an overall brief view of this is reticulopodia means, reticulo means net and podium means foot. It is a net like pseudopodia. Here you can see it forms net like structure. The net anastomose with each other means they are linking with each other. The network like pseudopodia helps in capture of prey. If there is a food nearby, they helps in the capture and holds the food. Okay, the main thing is they hold the food. Okay, as you can see we all have seen the nets of spider. The spider forms net like structures, something net like structures. So whatever the mosquitoes comes in the net, they get attached here in the net, they get captured in the net. Likewise these pseudopodia also have the same function. They capture the whenever the prey comes in nearby, the prey gets captured into this net, is it not? Example is Elphidium. And as this is somewhat extended one, so it is helps in easy locomotion. Okay, this is somewhat advanced type of reticulopodia. Advanced type of reticulopodia. Hence, locomotion in this type of organisms is easy and faster. Okay. The next one is axopodia. The next type of pseudopodia is axopodia. Axo means axle-like structure. Here you can see it forms like axle-like structure. These are axle-like structures. Okay, so the axle arises from the central part of the organism, from here. Okay, wait, let us assume this as a organism and this as a central part. The axle arises from the center part of the organism. Okay, example is actinophrys. Actinophrys, you have to remember these examples. Okay, so by here we have completed 4 type of pseudopodia. As we know that pseudopodia is divided into 4 categories. The first one is the lobopodia. Lobopodia means it has lobes like structure. Okay, it has blunt lobes like structure. Here you can see this lobopodia. And philopodia and reticulopodia. Philo means net like thread like, and reticulo means net like. Okay, axopodia means axle like. Okay, so the pseudopodia locomotion is completed. Now we will discuss this flagellar locomotion. Before going to that, I will show you some examples. Okay, so this is the organism. So can you guess which type of locomotion, which type of pseudopodial locomotion is seen? Is it net like, or is it thread like, or is it blunt finger like? It is thread like, is it not? You can see here thread like. Okay, so here also you can see these are axle like. Okay, and this is reticulopodia. It is net like, they are forming the net, is it not? You can see here they are forming the net. And if in case a organism, let us assume this organism, if it gets surrounded here, it forms the net there. Okay, and captures the organism. Here you can see this, it is an organism. Okay, and here it is axle like, and here it is reticulopodia. Okay, so now the next type of locomotion in protozoan is flagellar movement. The flagellar movement is performed by flagellum. We all know flagellum, right? Flagellum, like organisms which have flagella. Can you guess the organisms which have flagella? The best organism is Euglena. The favorite example is Euglena. You can see here, this is Euglena and it has a flagellum. Okay, it has flagellum. This is a flagellum. Okay, so the flagellar movement is performed by flagellum. That's why it is called as flagellar movement. Flagella is extremely thin. It is thin, whip like. Whip, have you seen a whip? And it is vibratile. It is highly vibratile. Okay, it performs many vibration in single seconds. Okay, so the flagellum is extremely thin, whip like, and vibratile. So the flagellum is very long. The movement of flagellum makes the organism move forward. Yes, That's for sure. If the flagellum moves, then only the organism moves forward. Assume this as an organism and this as a flagellum. If this moves only, then the organism will move forward. Is it not? Okay. So the next movement is ciliary movement. This is the very easiest type of movement and advanced type of movement, actually advanced type of movement in the protozoans. Okay, ciliary movement. Ciliary movement is exhibited by beating of cilia. When the cilia beats, beating means moving. When the cilia moves or produces vibration in the water, then only the organism moves forward. When the cilia moves backward, the organism moves forward. When the cilia beats backward, the organism moves forward. Imagine in 3D. Okay, so it is the most advanced type of locomotions. It is the most advanced type of locomotions in protozoans. The cilia are fine, short. Okay, they are shorter than the flagella. The cilia are fine, short, hair-like structure found in protozoans, and they are microscopic. We can't see them. Okay, so the cilia are fine, short, hair-like structure found in protozoans only. Okay, so the cilia are shorter than the flagella and are in the numerous number. We can't count them. Like in the case of flagella, they are uniflagellate animals, biflagellate animals, triflagellate animals. They have 3 flagella. Some have 2 flagella. Some only have 1 flagella. Okay. So the last type of movement is wriggling movement. Wriggling movement, it is found in sporozoans like Euglena. Okay, Euglena, we all know Euglena. So the contraction and relaxation of the body. Contraction means the body completely contracts and then relaxes. Okay, the body first completely contracts. Assume this is a body and this surface gets like this, contracted, like worm, like how the worm moves, like this. Okay, if this moves like this, then only worm moves forward. It is wriggling type of locomotion. The movement changes the shape of the body. You see here, when this type of movement is done, this changes the shape of the body. Okay, so this is a wriggling type of movement. Here you can see it is a worm like movement, and when this it moves like this, then only the organism moves forward. Okay, this is the organism actually. Okay, so here the types of locomotion is completed in the protozoans, and we have discussed like how many types of locomotions are there. There are mainly of 4 types, and what are there? They are by pseudopodial. Okay, by pseudopodial and by flagellar, then by what is next, ciliary, then wriggling type of movement. Okay, and if you like this video, please share and subscribe also. Thank you for watching.